evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 41 of the 500. This is the 7 from end and the penultimate episode of our inaugural 500 tournament. More on that later. Out to the ring first for our opening contest is Baliyan Akki, the number 383 seed in our tournament. He upset KZ in episode 10, and then Big Damo in episode 31. Next is his opponent, representing Game Changer Wrestling, hashtag Jimmy Lloyd, who upset Cash Wheeler back in episode 10, and then knocked the number 2 overall seed Roman Reigns out in episode 31. And this is the first ever meeting between these two. So, what the 500 is, if this is your first time joining, welcome. I'm presuming you found us because of my ties to FXE Wrestling. We just dropped the second episode of their reality show today. If so, welcome. If not, also welcome. I'm happy you're here for whatever reason you are. So the 500, my co-host and co-creator of the show, Mike Sangregorio, who is dealing with some family issues, he and I decided to take Pro Wrestling Illustrated's PWI 500 list, which is a list they put out every year of the 500 best wrestlers in the world. The new issue actually just dropped last week. It's very controversial. So they introduced the 500. So we took that ranking. We found edits of almost all 500 wrestlers in Fire Pro Wrestling World for PlayStation 4. I had to create some of them to fill out the 500. And we put them in a single elimination tournament bracket. And so for the last almost year now, we've been simulating, between 10 and 12 matches a night. And we are 7 weeks away from crowning our first ever champion. This is a third round match. As I mentioned that, their previous victories, we will, before it's all said and done, I believe there will be 9 rounds. But, the way tournament brackets work, you lose half the roster every time. We started with 500. We're down to 80. We have 12 matches tonight, which will get us down to 68. So this is the 5th episode in this round, where we're actually going to have 2 rounds worth of matches. We have 8 third round matches, and then the winners of those matches will then face off in 4 fourth round matches. So of the 16 wrestlers who enter today's show, only 4 will move on to the 5th round. And then the 5th round that match will happen in 5 weeks on episode 46, which is the penultimate episode of the series. And then we'll probably, I think I want to do a women's bracket after that, because PWI will have released their women's 150 by that point. Much shorter list, but I think it'll be fun. Excuse me. I've been doing a lot of talking the last few days, so my voice is not as strong as usual. I am yours truly, Pat Dooley, in case I forgot to introduce myself when the show started. So you see Akki in the long black tights, Lloyd in the singlet with the gray highlights on the trunks. The referee is El Hijo del Tirantes from Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide, going in for the pin. 1, 2... Tiger Bomb from Lloyd gets a 2 count at about the 5.5 minute mark here. So, mentioned Akki's victories. He does represent Gato Move Pro Wrestling, which has gone 3-2 in the tournament, which is tied for the 6th best record among promotions with at least 5 matches. But he is the last wrestler from Gato Move standing. Lloyd, representing Game Changer Wrestling, GCW is 21-13, which is actually the best record among all promotions with more than 20 matches. And they have 5 wrestlers remaining in the tournament, far and away the most of any independent promotion. The obviously the top 3 are AEW, New Japan, and WWE. And then also Impact is behind WWE, and then GCW, and then it moves on to Japanese, the Indies, Mexico, so on and so forth. Akki in control currently with that back elbow, but as soon as I say that, Lloyd turns it into a twisting power bomb. 1, 2, kick out by Baliyan Akki. Both men back to their feet. Akki with the snap suplex. And another powerbomb variation from Lloyd. 2.9. That was almost a very short match. 8 minutes. That would have made that the 8th shortest match of our tournament so far. Almost every match has gone at least 10 minutes of game time. You'll notice that game time is not quite double real speed. So they've been going at it for a little over 4 minutes, not actually close to 9. But you know what? It just sounds more impressive when you say that that first round match between Nick Gage and Brett Eisen went 48 and a half minutes, when it was really, 24 minutes is still impressive. 48 sounds real good. Step up Enzigiri, very nicely done there by Akki. Now sent off the ropes, and a big lariat from Jimmy Lloyd. Lloyd now off the ropes, and a running forearm to the back of the head. For a chop, Akki scooping a slam. Signaling this might be over. No, standing switch by Lloyd. No, victory roll from Baliyan Akki. 2.9. Very, very close. Off the ropes. Oh, big knee to the midsection there. That right in the kitchen sink from Lloyd. Swings and misses on the lariat. Turns it into a backbreaker. Does Baliyan Akki into the pin. 1, 2.9. Once again, these pinfalls getting a little closer every time. Akki is the current Gato Move Super Asia champion, which is the top singles title in Gato Move. Up to the top rope goes Lloyd. Sort of a Meteora head scissor. Akki fires back with a forearm to the face. Both men stopping to catch their breath. Probably wise as we close in on the 12-minute mark. These guys have been working hard. La Magistral Cradle 2.9. Now Lloyd going for a powerbomb. No, Akki backdrops out of it for the first time. He's clearly pleased by that development, but Lloyd just drops him with another powerbomb variation. 2.9. The near falls coming fast and furious here in our opening contest. We've got a lot of really exciting matches coming up, including what we consider chalk matches, as in this was supposed to happen. Oh, beautiful move out of the fisherman position from Akki, but he's unable to capitalize. Suwama against Allie Katch and Tetsuya Naito and Sami Callihan both feature the two wrestlers that were supposed to make it this far from their parts of the bracket. Obviously, in this match, the number 258 and number 383 seeds should have both lost in the first round based on seeding, but here they are in the third, one of them about to move on to the fourth. Trading forearms now. Lloyd has the size and strength advantage here, and it does look like he's going to pick up the win with that discus forearm. Stopping to catch his breath rather than capitalizing. Well, throwing Akki to the floor will give him more time to catch his breath, except he's not going to. Looking for a dive here, possibly. Up and over the top rope with a tope con hiro. And now just kicking Akki in the face. Baliyan Akki with the leg trip. Both men down. We're closing in on the 10 count, but don't worry, folks. We're using the Japanese 20 count on the floor rather than the traditional American 10. That's primarily the main difference you'll see between how Pro Wrestling Simulated works compared to the wrestling you're used to seeing on TV. We do have countouts. We do have disqualifications. The countouts just take 20 seconds instead of 10. And the disqualifications are very rare. We have actually yet to have one through 420 matches in the tournament. I would be very surprised if we ever had one, especially considering the... Oh, and right on cue. I swear this is being simulated in real time. I didn't know that was going to happen. Jimmy Lloyd grabs a chair from under the ring. Akki backdrops out of it before he can do anything with it. But Lloyd rolls into a heel hook. Elijo Del Cervantes checking to see if Baliyan Akki submits. He does not. Both men, well, nope, La Magistral Cradle, but he rolls him right into the ropes. Back into that fisherman suplex into a side slam. That might have done it. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. It does. Baliyan Akki from Gato Move Pro Wrestling, number 383, has moved on to the round of 64. And we will see that match coming up later tonight when he takes on either Stu Grayson or Atticus Cogar, which, coincidentally enough, is the next match in our tournament. Akki calls that move the Crescent Moon, and it's successful tonight. putting hashtag Jimmy Lloyd down for the 3 count. And welcome if you're just joining us here on the 500. My name is Pat Dooley. I am the creator and host of the show. I frequently will have a co-host, Mike San Gregorio, who helped me create the show last year. But, you know, scheduling and family commitments, sometimes it's just me, myself, and I. But I do welcome you. This is the 500. This is our flagship show where we've taken the PWI 500 from last year and turned it into a single elimination tournament bracket. This is episode number 41. We are now down to 79 wrestlers from the 500 that we started with. Now that Baliyan Akki has moved on, having defeated Jimmy Lloyd. We've still got 11 more big matches to go. 1 second, as I mentioned, this is being done live, so I do have to set up these matches in Fire Pro each time one comes up, so bear with me while I get the wrestlers for our next match added. How's everybody doing tonight? If you're out there on the chat, feel free to pop in, say hi. Obviously, no obligation if you don't want to. I lurk too, so I absolutely understand it. If all you want to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the simulated wrestling. Speaking of which, let's head down to ringside for Stu Grayson and Atticus Cogar. Winner will face Baliyan Akki later on tonight. Here comes Atticus Cogar. 5'10", 161 pounds from Cleveland, Ohio. The silver-toothed Satan upset Hirooki Goto back in episode 10, and then beat Zicky Dice in episode 31. He's another representative, or he was a representative of Game Changer Wrestling. He is currently just on the independent scene. Speaking of the independents, he is taking on Stu Grayson, formerly player Dose of the Super Smash Brothers and Dark Order. Stu Grayson has now struck out on his own since leaving AEW. He defeated Masa Kitamiya back in episode 10, and then pulled off an upset against Sammy Guevara in episode 31. And I do apologize, I did mispronounce that. It's pronounced Sammy Guevara. The referee is Todd Sinclair, formerly of Ring of Honor. This one could get violent. Cogar's going to want to make it violent, and Grayson can match him, strike for strike in that regard. Drop toe hold here from Cogar, using some wrestling skill here early. Stand by while I update my bracket on my side. One of the drawbacks to doing this myself is that I don't have anybody to help me do the clerical work in the background while the live stream is happening. So I am talking while getting stuff set up for later on in the show. So that is Cogar in the all black, Grayson with the face paint and the pops of purple throughout his gear. Grayson actually the highest seed in this part of the bracket at number 191, which is kind of insane. But when you consider that the top name in this part of the bracket was the number 2 seed, Roman Reigns, and Jimmy Lloyd beat him, there's kind of a power vortex at the top. That's not the expression, but power vortex sounds pretty rad. So I'm going to stick with it. Knees to the midsection there from Cogar. Went for a thrust kick, but Grayson blocked it. Into the running bulldog. Dragging Cogar away from the ropes. KG veteran is Stu Grayson. Definitely not going to try for anything where he's... Oh, another running bulldog. 33 years old, Stu Grayson, a 17-year pro out of Victoriaville, Quebec. Trained by Michael Von Payton, MVP Michael Von Payton, a mainstay on the independent circuit, actually still working primarily in the Ontario area. Snapmare takeover there from Grayson. Into a vertical suplex. Both men down, taking a second to catch their breath. So these are very well matched in terms of size. Maybe about a 15-pound or so advantage, maybe 20 for Grayson. But their styles are very different. You know, Grayson would much rather take to the air. I mentioned he can brawl, but he would much prefer to take to the sky with his his Cancun Tornado, the Tope Con Crazy, his Frog Splash. Whereas Cogar is much more of a hardcore deathmatch style wrestler. Also, only 25 years old and a 7-year pro. He would much rather just dent your head with his headlock driver finisher. But here we are trading blows, chops from Grayson, punches from Cogar, both men down. Cogar the first to his feet, though, dragging the veteran away from the ropes, coming off the ropes now. I thought he was going to go for a PK. Instead, he turned it into a shotgun drop kick to the chest. Circling each other. Grayson now going for a suplex. Nope, Cogar slides out of it. Just a straight punch to the back of the head. Grayson goes down. Cogar again off the ropes. Big clothesline. Again, the winner of this match will face Baliyan Akki later on tonight. Running double knees from Grayson. And a jawbreaker. Series of punches here from Grayson. Right, and then takes him down with the left. Cogar now with a front headlock. And an elbow to the back. Kneeling super kick from Cogar. Oh, but Grayson with a flying clothesline takes him down. This dude busting out some big guns. Uranagi from Cogar doesn't hook a leg. 2.9. You got to wonder if he had hooked Grayson's leg, if that might have been enough. Catching him by surprise with that Uranagi. Grayson now hanging in from the tree of woe. And the kicks to the midsection and down goes Cogar. Collar elbow up into the... Oh, man. Out of the fireman's carry into a gut buster goes Grayson. 1, 2... And Grayson also fails to hook the leg. Maybe they both realize it's too early in the match to actually get a 3 count, but you're definitely not going to get a 3 count if you don't hook the leg. Running knee again from Cogar. Back into the fireman's carry. Back into the gut buster from Grayson. Lateral press. 2. Now see, the benefit of hooking the leg, the way that you get out of a pinfall is either by raising a shoulder or by using your, it's raising your shoulder. But if you can do it easily, you just raise your shoulder. If your opponent has all their weight on your shoulder, as Grayson does here, the easiest way to kick out is to use your legs to gain enough momentum to push them off, which you just saw Cogar do there. That's exceedingly difficult to do if you're holding your opponent's leg in place. It makes it that much harder, that much more resistance for them to have to kick through to get that shoulder up. That's why you always want to hook the leg when you think you might get a pinfall. Cogar turns that Rana attempt from Grayson into a power bomb. Only gets a 2 count. Didn't need to hook a leg because he was already holding him from the power bomb. Stacking Grayson's weight on top of him, but Grayson was able to escape the pin. Cogar now with another spinning side suplex. Back to his feet, now dragging Grayson away from the ropes here as we pass the 12-minute mark. Went for a discus lariat, but Grayson moved and just throws him down by his hair. It's an advantage Grayson has because, he ain't got no hair. Discus forearm, rolling elbow, call it what you want from Cogar. Now off the top of the diving fist drop. Both men back to their feet and just a shot to the chest from Grayson. Possibly preparing to wrap this up. He goes to the top rope. Frog splash coming. Yes, indeed. Right across Cogar's back. But he has to... he's too close to the ropes. The cagey veteran knows he's not going to get a pin where he was, so instead he just suplexes him to the floor. That's dangerous territory when you give Cogar access to weapons. But surprisingly, the deathmatch wrestler from Ohio chose not to capitalize. He could have brought a chair, a light tube, a table into the ring. He chose not to. Instead, he wanted to just continue the straight-up fight he's having. Big clothesline takes Grayson down. Front face lock into a nice vertical suplex, but Grayson actually the first to his feet. And a super kick. Just calling Cogar out and then kneeing him in the face. Brutal strike there from Grayson. And then an elbow to the back of the head. Number 191 seed Stu Grayson here against number 319 Atticus Cogar. One of them will move on to the round of 64 to face number 383 Baliyan Akki up on the top rope. Flying crossbody block from Grayson. Does not hook a leg. 2. And Cogar's able to kick out because of it. Kneeling super kick. Series of punches from Cogar into the rolling elbow. Up to the top rope now. Grayson wobbly on his feet. Big flying clothesline. Sort of an inverted bulldog almost. And then just a thrust kick to the jaw. Snapmare takeover from Stu Grayson. Right on the logo, but not able to capitalize. Stopping to catch his breath instead. Side headlock into a bulldog. Cogar now dragging Grayson toward the corner. Up to the top rope. Is he going for that fist drop again? No. Another big flying clothesline. Grayson to his feet. Super kick from Stu. And a step-up enziguri. Go behind. Now standing switch. Oh, man. Face buster out of a dragon suplex position. Cogar not satisfied with that. Instead runs in with a knee into the kitchen sink. And another big bulldog. Jawbreaker from Grayson as they close in on the 18.5-minute mark of this one. Keep in mind, one of these two men will have to wrestle again later tonight against Baliyan Akki. Oh, and a big collision, both men down. Referee Todd Sinclair does not need to start counting, though, as they're both back up quickly. Another bulldog from Cogar, but too close to the ropes. We're not going to even get a 1 count there. Back to the fireman's carry. Back into the gut buster from Grayson. Dragging Cogar away from the ropes. 1, 2. Still got to hook the legs, too, even if you get him away from the ropes. Side Russian leg sweep by Cogar. As we near the 20-minute mark. Another attempt at the rolling elbow. Grayson ducks it. 1, 2. Again, Cogar able to kick out. Series of punches now. And then another rolling elbow. How many more of those can Grayson take? Cogar now off the ropes. Running knee drop across the chest. Swinging a miss on the punch. Grayson blocked that like he's Teddy Long on Twitter. Another Uranagi from Atticus Cogar. 1, 2. Kick out. Should have hooked the leg. Not a rookie mistake because he's been in the game for 7 years, but it's the kind of mistake a rookie would make. Grayson now pulling Cogar to his feet. Elbow to the back of the head. There's the headlock driver. But not satisfied with it and going for the pin. Cogar instead just kicks Grayson in the back of the head, which allows Grayson a chance to regain his bearings and hit that step-up enziguri again. Cogar off the ropes now. Drop toe hold from Grayson. Up to the top rope. Looking for that frog splash again. Yes, indeed. Not by the ropes now. Rolls Cogar over. Drops the knee across his face. But that seems to have woken Atticus up. Punch to the midsection. Side Russian leg sweep. Both men down as we hit the 23-minute mark of this match. Discus lariat swings and misses. Grayson's gut buster does not. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out again by Atticus Cogar. Folks, we are closing in on one of the 10 longest matches of the tournament so far. That is a mark currently held by O'Shea, Edwards, and Tioman from back in episode 35 when they went 24-13. Stacked up powerbomb. 1, 2. Kick out by Grayson. Another gut buster from Grayson. And folks, we have cracked the top 10 now. 1, 2. This match is now the 9th longest match of the tournament. Another Uranagi by Cogar, but too close to the ropes. jawbreaker from Grayson. And this is now the 8th longest match of the tournament so far. Go behind by Grayson. Low blow. Atticus Cogar just kicking Grayson in the balls. And now hooking him up for a Tiger suplex. Oh, and sorry, my controller went to sleep because it's been 25 and a half minutes into the match. And it's now the 7th longest match of the tournament. Super kick from Grayson, followed by a clothesline from Cogar. Grayson now. Vertical suplex. Yes, indeed. Now the 6th longest match of the tournament. Rapidly climbing the ranks here. Cogar going for a suplex. Sends Grayson to the floor. Super kick on the floor from Grayson. And I sent into the barricade there. This is now the 5th longest match. It is now the 4th longest match of the tournament. Big clothesline again from Cogar. They're brawling on the floor now. Past the 13 count there. This is now the number 3 longest match of the tournament. Having surpassed Orange Cassidy and Dylan McQueen from back in episode 21. Diving fist drop to the butt by Atticus Cogar. And now a German suplex. Well, I'll be very surprised if this cracks the top 2. But, you know, I didn't expect it to crack the top 10. And here it is at number 3. Grayson signaling that this match should be just about over. Cogar disagrees. Another rolling elbow. Cogar now off the ropes. Buries the knee in the midsection. I thought he might have been going for that headlock driver again, but Grayson elbows out of it. Gut buster. Again goes for the pin. Again does not hook the leg. 2. And again, Cogar kicks out of it. 29 minutes and 15 seconds now. Headlock driver there, but Grayson pops right back to his feet, throwing Cogar down by his hair. Elbow to the spine from Cogar. He heads up to the top rope. Keep in mind, one of these men will have to wrestle again later tonight against Baliyan Akki. What kind of shape will either of them be in after they've just gone 30 minutes? Punch to the midsection, and then a series of knees from Cogar. He's trying to put Grayson away. Series of blocks, but then a big forearm. Snapmare by Grayson. Series of punches and a rolling elbow from Cogar. Stomp to the midsection. Grayson right back to his feet into the suplex. 31 minutes now these two have been going at it. Into the side suplex, again with the spin. Just adding that little bit of extra torque onto the move. Cogar off the ropes, running knee across the chest. Grayson again with the gut buster. 1, 2, kick out by Atticus Cogar. As we close in on 32 minutes. Behind elbow to the face there from Grayson and a flying clothesline. Look, this is just our second of 12 matches, and they've gone 32 minutes. Side suplex from Cogar. Off the ropes. Again buries the knee into Grayson's midsection. Both these guys have got to have cracked ribs at this point from the number of shots they've taken to the gut. Closing in on 33 minutes now. Snapmare takeover by Grayson. You know, that 38:08, that second longest match of the tournament, actually starts to seem within reach. Running knee by Stu. Went down, but actually Cogar slightly earlier to his feet. Trading strikes, chops from Grayson, punches from Cogar. Super kick from Stu Grayson. And a knee to the midsection. Wait, hold on. Tiger. Nope. Backdrop out of it by Grayson. I don't know if he was going for a Tiger suplex or a Tiger driver. But whatever it was, it didn't happen. But the Oranagi does. 1, 2, 3. After 34 minutes and 35 seconds. the third longest match of the tournament thus far. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a second because I'm sure this is going to get 100% quality. Number 319, Atticus Cogar. I believe 191 is Stu Grayson's seed. Yes, indeed. So now we know Cogar, after 34 minutes and 35 seconds, is going to have to wrestle Baliyan Akki again later on tonight for a spot in the round of 32. 100% quality match. Cannot possibly argue that. You know what? I appreciate you trying to format things for me, Excel. I really do. But can you just trust me on this that I actually mean 34 minutes and 35 seconds and that I don't mean 10:35 a.m. tomorrow? Can we just not do that? The twisting bottom drop from Atticus Cogar is what wins it. So Cogar and Akki will now face off later on tonight. I believe that is almost certainly, yes, that will be the first match back from our intermission that we always take after match number 8. So now for something completely different. This next match is going to be a clash of styles in a way that Cogar and Grayson was not. We are going to see the Lucha Libre stylings of Atlantis Jr. from Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre. Atlantis Jr. Obviously bequeathed the match from his father, Atlantis, the legendary luchador. He will be facing another man with blood ties throughout the industry, Major League Wrestling's Jacob Fatu. Of course, Fatu's family basically conquering the wrestling world at the moment with the bloodline holding all the gold in WWE, at least on the SmackDown side. So the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, will be taking on Atlantis Jr., El Hijo de Atlantis. Let's head to ringside. Atlantis upset Carl Anderson back in episode 11 and then beat Jesse Goddard in episode 31. CMLL not doing so hot in this tournament, 5-10, which is the worst record among all promotions with at least 10 matches. And Atlantis Jr. is the promotion's last hope. He's the only wrestler remaining from CMLL. And he's got a steep curve ahead of him as he takes on the number 31 seed Jacob Fatu. He beat Tristan Archer back in episode 10 in what was the 5th longest match of the tournament. It's been dropped down to 6th after that marathon we just went through. And then he beat Brian Johnson in episode 31. MLW is 8-15, also struggling in this tournament. That's the worst record among promotions with at least 20 matches. Fatu is one of only 2 MLW wrestlers remaining. And the winner of this will move on to face the winner between Effy and Dr. Wagner Jr. That match coming up later tonight. Wow, have not really had a chance to catch my breath after that marathon between Cogar and Grayson. That will... man, that's going to be hard to top. That's the third longest match of the tournament so far. And keep in mind, this is episode 41. That was the 422nd match of the tournament, and it was the third longest. So congrats to Atticus Cogar, but good luck, because you're not going to have that much time to recover before you got to take on Baliyan Akki later on tonight in a 4th round match. Only one of you can survive the round of 32. But right now, Fatu, he's got the size, he's got the strength. Heavy favorite here against Atlantis. Fatu 6'2", 285. Atlantis Jr. 6 foot 192. Atlantis has been in the business, I believe, 4 years, compared to Fatu, who actually, I don't have a debut date for Fatu. Stacks Atlantis up with a power bomb. Let's see. The earliest match he has on Cage Match is from 2012. So, I mean, that's at least a 10-year pro. Possibly more than that. That's interesting that that's not actually in there. Of course, Fatu was trained by his uncle Rikishi, who's the father of the Usos. So, yeah, Jacob Fatu, legit a Fatu. He is a member of that legendary Samoan wrestling family, that, Anoa'i lineage that also includes, Yokozuna, Afa, Sika, Samu, the Barbarian, all of these guys, all part of that family tree. Atlantis, it looked like he was going for a bear hug, instead turned it into a power slam. Applying a heel hook. Definitely seems to be trying to keep Fatu grounded. Does not want to just exchange blows with the big man, so he's trying to keep him down with submission holds, which is actually a pretty smart strategy when you're giving up that much size and power. Because if Fatu is able to just, grab you or strike you, you're not going to last very long. Diving headbutt from Fatu. Stomp to the midsection. Nice deep arm drag there from Atlantis. Back into that heel hook. Referee is Brian Hebner from Impact Wrestling. Again, that belly-to-belly power slam from Atlantis. Atlantis surprisingly in control here in the early going. I think he has caught Fatu off guard in that regard. Elbow to the spine, now a stomp to the back of the head, and another. Fatu is not going to have any more of that. Stomp to the spine, and a thrust kick to the back of the head. Atlantis with a Rana, now up to the middle turnbuckle, moonsault, 1, 2. Nice combination of moves there from Atlantis, but he did not hook the leg. Up into the torture rack. I thought he was going for some sort of fireman carry takeover, but instead he just held him there, turned it into a Lex Luger-style torture rack. He's struggling to get out of the gate. He hasn't even taken off his headband. Oh, but a big power slam. That's a good way to turn things back in your favor. And a massive moonsault. But they were all up in the ropes. Brian Hebner's been in this game a long time. He knew not to count that. Now we got a fireman's carry, and that's going to send Fatu tumbling to the floor. Atlantis surprisingly not following up with a dive, instead opting to catch his breath after that flurry of offense to start the match. Oh, no, I thought he was going for a tilt-a-roll backbreaker. He turns it into another variation on the torture rack. Impressive strength from Atlantis to lift up the 285-pounder like that. Atlantis Jr. with a deep arm drag back to the middle turnbuckle with another moonsault. These two are just kind of exchanging moonsaults here in the first 10 minutes of the match. Atlantis now going for a suplex. Yes, indeed. Both down, catching their breath. Atlantis up to his feet first. Atlantis Jr. with this, just a punch to the face. Starting to feel himself a little here. He doesn't want to take his eye off the ball, though. He came into this match a massive underdog for a reason. Fatu is a wily veteran. I believe he's the longest reigning MLW champion of all time. I unfortunately don't have that in front of me. But the evaluation period for the PWI 500 went from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021. Fatu held the title that entire time. He has since lost it to Alexander Hammerstone. But Fatu still one of the top names in MLW. Oh, but he gets turned into a pile driver from Atlantis Jr. I'm not really sure what to call that out of the headstand in the corner. Huracan Rana hooks the legs. 1, 2.9. See how much closer your pins get when you go for the legs. Fatu with a stroke there, right on the logo, and a power slam. Fatu starting to come alive, but Atlantis shuts him down with that power slam again. Atlantis Jr. off the ropes, up into the flying head scissor. Sent into the corner by Fatu. The big man looked like he was going to charge in, but he saw Atlantis coming out of the corner. Yeah, he does charge in with that big Samoan splash in the corner. Stomp to the spine. Go behind. Nope. Elbow to the face from Atlantis Jr. And a big headbutt from Fatu. And a diving headbutt. Fatu, going back to that old adage about Samoans and the strength of their heads. Oh, but another torture rack from Atlantis. Atlantis Jr. was number 354 on last year's PWI 500. Fatu was 31, heavily favored in this match. Big clothesline. He went for the thrust kick, but Atlantis blocked it. High back body drop there from Jacob Fatu. And a headbutt. Dragging Atlantis away from the ropes. Another diving headbutt. An elbow side. No, backbreaker from Atlantis Jr. As we pass the 15-minute mark. Goes for the pin. Does not hook the leg. 1, 2. And Fatu's able to kick out pretty easily. And send him to the floor. Fatu going to stop and catch his breath. Atlantis a little wobbly on his feet at ringside. Both taking a second to collect themselves as we close in on the 16-minute mark of this one. Our third of 12 matches. And folks, if you're just joining us, you can see we've been at this 42 minutes. That's because our last match was a marathon. The third longest match of the tournament, seeing Atticus Cogar pull off the big upset over Stu Grayson. And here Atlantis Jr. trying to do the same against Jacob Fatu. So far, we're 2 for 2 on the upsets, as Baliyan Akki upset Jimmy Lloyd in our opener. The winner of this match between Jacob Fatu in the more ceremonial Samoan garb and Atlantis Jr. in the Lucha Libre mask will face either Effy or Dr. Wagner Jr. Later on tonight. We will have 2 rounds worth of matches tonight. And the fact that we are this far in and only on match number 3 means we may be in for a very long show tonight, folks. But you know what? I'm A-okay with. Off the top rope, diving headbutt by Fatu. Goes for the pin, doesn't hook the leg. 1, 2. And Atlantis is able to kick out as we reach the 18-minute mark now. Fatu go behind, back into that Samoan nerve hold. Grabbing the trapezius muscle of Atlantis Jr. A lot of nerve endings in that part of the neck and shoulder. Fatu, another diving headbutt. And dragging him away from the ropes. Rolls him over. Again, doesn't go for the leg. 2, but it doesn't matter. He gets the pin anyway. 18 minutes, 53 seconds. Jacob Fatu snaps the upset streak on today's episode at 2. Number 31, Jacob Fatu, moves on to the round of 64. We will see him later on this evening. Number 31. Stand by. I just bumped my microphone while I was trying to update the spreadsheet here. Number 31, Jacob Fatu, over number 354. Atlantis Jr. 97% according to Fire Pro. 18 minutes, 53 seconds. The game is calling that a heavyweight diving body press. Looked like a diving headbutt to me, but you know what? Who am I to argue with the people who made the game? Right? So, as I mentioned, that is now the streak of upsets has been snapped. Jacob Fatu setting a trend that Naomichi Marufuji will be hoping to continue in our next match. We do know Fatu will face either Effy or Dr. Wagner Jr., depending on who wins that match. But first, we will see a showdown here of 2 of Japan's top stars. We'll see New Japan's Francesco Akira, who's actually Italian, in case you couldn't tell from the name. Il Ragazzo Prodigio, the child prodigy, taking on the veteran pro wrestling Noah star Naomichi Marufuji. So this should be a lot of fun. let's head to the ring. Our referee is going to be Daphne LaShawn from WWE. We do, I don't think I've had a chance to mention this on this week's episode yet. I do have a ton of referees downloaded as well. If it's two wrestlers from the same promotion, they will have a referee from their promotion. If it's referees from two different promotions, I will use a referee from a third promotion, just to eliminate any potential for bias. But here comes Francesco Akira, one half of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Again, originally from Bergamo, Italy. He upset T-Bar back in episode 11, and then Kyle O'Reilly in episode 31. And he's in there against Naomichi Marufuji, member of M's Alliance in Pro Wrestling Noah. He defeated Alex Zane in episode 12, and then the one called Manders in episode 32. Chris Akira representing New Japan. We've been, talking about the one-loss records of these promotions. New Japan 42 and 46, which is the worst among promotions with at least 25 matches. But Akira is one of 10 New Japan wrestlers remaining. Marufuji, of course, representing Noah, which is 12 and 8, which is the third best among promotions with at least 20 matches. And Marufuji is one of 3 Noah wrestlers remaining. So, the child prodigy Francesco Akira, 23 years old. Marufuji has been a pro 24 years. Marufuji has been wrestling longer than Akira has been alive. The genius of the arc, the junior genius, Naomichi Marufuji, technical high flyer trained by the legendary Mitsuharu Misawa and Giant Baba, while Akira was trained by Cobra at the ICW Academy in Bergamo, only a 7-year pro. Ragazzo Prodigio, one of my favorite nicknames in wrestling, the child prodigy. Just sounds cool. He is also a high flyer, so we will probably see both of these men take to the skies. And the winner of this match is going to take on the winner between Tetsuya Naito and Sami Callihan, which is a match that is coming up shortly. After this match, we will see that Effy Wagner match that I was talking about, winner facing Jacob Fatu. We do know, based on their seeds, that the first match back from intermission will be Atticus Cogar and Baliyan Akki. Not really surprising there, as 2 of the lowest seeds in the tournament, number 319 and 383, have somehow advanced to the round of 64, and they will face the winner of that Jacob Fatu and either Effy or Dr. Wagner match. And I have unplugged my headset, but the microphone still seems to be plugged in, so you should still hear me. I just can't hear anything. There we go. Much better. Snap suplex there from Marufuji. That's Naomichi Marufuji in the black, yellow, and red. Francesco Akira in the purple and gold. Nice suplex there from the veteran. 24 years a pro is Naomichi Marufuji. 23 years old is Francesco Akira.
5 minutes gone.
And we have now passed the 5-minute mark. Thank you, 5. Nice Huracan Rana there from Akira. Oh, not sure what was going on there, but they both managed to avoid each other. Marufuji goes for the kick, swings and misses, but doesn't miss with that elbow. Go behind Marufuji into a submission hold. Daphne LaShawn all over that. Backdrop there from Akira. And an elbow to the back of the head from Marufuji. Off the ropes. Big forearm. And a standing drop. Almost a drop salt there from Akira. Got a lot of lift off Marufuji's chest. And that enziguri catches him in the back of the head. Up to the top rope. The child prodigy swings and misses with the moonsault. That could be the opening Marufuji needs. Clubbing double axe handle to the back of the head, and then a super kick catches him right on the jaw. Veteran hooks the leg and the neck. Still only a 2 count, though. Akira still got a lot of fight left in him. Going for a Northern Lights suplex. No. Marufuji reverses it into a DDT. Now coming off the ropes. Baseball slide drop kick to the side of the head. Marufuji now sent off the ropes, goes for another drop kick, but he swatted him out of the sky. Looks this one is going to be fast and furious here. It's going to be really hard for me to keep up, but I am going to try. Nice Rana there from Akira into the snap suplex. Now going for possibly a Canadian Destroyer. That is the move that he used to advance to this match. Doesn't hook the leg. 1, 2. Perhaps if he'd hooked the leg, he'd have had a chance. That move beat Kyle O'Reilly 10 weeks ago. But Marufuji kicks out. Flying head scissor from Akira. Marufuji snap suplex. As we pass the 9-minute mark in this one. Marufuji now off the ropes, going for that baseball slide drop kick to the head. Akira with a punch. Marufuji swings and misses on a kick. Doesn't miss with that super kick. Drop toe hold, though, from Il Ragazzo Prodigio. Is looking for a dive. Nope, he is not. Probably wise there on Akira's part. Akira did debut in New Japan during the evaluation period. He was a top star in All Japan before making the jump to join the United Empire. Sort of a variation on the Shiranui there, too. 0.9. He joined Will Ospreay's faction, the United Empire in New Japan, where he has, quickly risen to win the junior heavyweight tag team titles. And a beautiful shining wizard taking Marufuji down. But Marufuji is like, nah, that's enough of that. Sends him tumbling to the floor. Back in the ring. Oh, Marufuji went for a big knee, but Akira moved. So Marufuji just throws him back to the floor. Maybe he's going to try it again. Trading blows here. This is probably a bad idea on Akira's part as he eats a super kick. Marufuji with the arm wringer and a back hooking kick. But Marufuji misses the drop kick. Again with the arm wringer into the hook kick. Showing that he's number one. Now off the ropes again. Big clothesline. Takes Akira down. Akira backdrop. We close it on the 13-minute mark. The young man is in control. No, Marufuji backflips off the middle rope, but he takes a backdrop for his troubles. Akira now pulling him to his feet. Marufuji's just going to walk him into the corner, bounce his head off the turnbuckle. Sliced bread number 2 from Marufuji. 1, 2, 3. No! Francesco Akira kicks out at the last possible instance. Oh, Marufuji drops him with that fisherman bomb. 3, that does it. Let's see, is that the Tiger Flosion? I can't, Marufuji's got too many trademark moves, but that one was effective. Francesco Akira goes down. Naomichi Marufuji moves on. Number 79. Fisherman driver. So I was right the first time. Naomichi Marufuji over Francesco Akira. So far, we're 2 upsets, 2 chalks. Really, anything can happen on this show. Looking forward to seeing Marufuji again later on in this episode against either Tetsuya Naito or Sami Callihan. That should be a lot of fun. Only a 90% evaluation from the game on that one. 1359 is a little short, but I thought it was still pretty good. Lots of quick back and forth action with Marufuji picking up the victory to set up a showdown with Naito or Callihan. That match will most likely be the main event, although I don't believe that's technically set in stone yet. There is still a chance, depending on how other matches play out, of something else taking the main event spot. But a spot that we do know is that the winner of this next match will be facing Jacob Fatu later on in this program. The legendary Dr. Wagner Jr., one of the greatest luchadors of all time. will be going one-on-one with one of the top independent stars of the day. One of my personal favorites, Effy. And Effy is okay. Effy lives. Effy hoping that later on not in this episode, but perhaps in episode 46, having a showdown with his bussy teammate, Allie Katch, who we will see shortly taking on Suwama. They are former GCW tag team champions together. We will see if they will meet in a later round. But first, Effy has to get through the legend. That's going to happen right now. Danilo Amphibio from WWE is the referee. Let's head to ringside. First up, Dr. Wagner Jr. We saw him upset Bobby Guns back in episode 11, and then beat Gino Medina in episode 31. Possibly the biggest name on the independent scene right now. Not working for AAA or CMLL, but inarguably one of the greatest luchadors to ever do it. He's in there with Effy, who defeated Brandon Watley back in, I believe that was episode 11, and then beat Shuji Ishikawa in episode 31. This is the feminist icon, Effy. His match with Watley is tied for the 6th lowest rated match of the tournament. So that is Wagner in the black and red, Effy in the fishnets and black and pink. Effy pulls him down by his hair. Wagner, 57 years old, has been wrestling for 36 years. Effy, only 32 years old. This is our second straight match where the veteran has been wrestling longer than the wrestler. Effy got kind of a late start, all things considered. 32 years old, only an 8-year pro. The Weapon of Sass Destruction only debuted 8 years ago. But he has made a huge impact on the independent scene. Dr. Wagner Jr., aka Ray Wagner, has been around forever. Trained by the original Dr. Wagner plus El Gran Marcus. I mean, what hasn't Dr. Wagner done? Just a quick rundown from Cage Match on the titles he's won and held. He was the UWA World Heavyweight Champion for 6,674 days. He was the WWA World Junior Light Heavyweight Champion for 2,438 days. He was the IWL World Heavyweight Champion. You know, these are all relatively small promotions, but here's where it gets good. He's a former NWA World Light Heavyweight Champion, 3-time AAA Mega Champion, former AAA Latin America Champion, the CMLL World Light Heavyweight Champion 3 times, CMLL World Tag Team Champion 4 times, CMLL World Trios Champion 4 times, and he held the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles as well. Wagner has done it all in the business. And at 57 years old, still going strong. I'd be very excited to see him against Fatu. I would also be excited to see Effy against Fatu. Either way, we're going to have a really good match later on tonight. Both of these two match up in very different ways, well, with Jacob Fatu. Cannonball senton there from Dr. Wagner Jr. Pulling Effy up by his hair. Effy shoots him off. Big kick to the chin. Hooks a leg. 1, 2. Danilo Amphibio. I've jokingly been calling him Zachary Quinto the ref throughout this entire tournament. Big clothesline from Effy. Atlantis Jr.'s out. Francesco Akira's out. Sorry, as always, trying to keep the bracket updated in real time as much as I can. Wagner with those forearms to the face. Out. Triangle choke now, but they are in the ropes, forced to break the hold. Effy going for the suplex. No, Wagner escapes. Forearm to the back of the head. Now, Effy is actually the favorite here, number 95 against Wagner's 290. But, you can never overlook the wily veteran, Dr. Wagner Jr. Effy sends him into the corner. Going to charge in with a big kick. And then just a slap to the face. Borderline disrespectful, except we know better. We know Effy respects the hell out of Wagner here. As we pass the 1 hour mark of our show, we're only 4 matches in to a 12-match show. We may be here a while. In particular, thanks to that 34.5-minute match between Stu Grayson and Atticus Cogar that happened earlier on this evening. This match has just passed the 8-minute mark. Oh, man. Variation on the surfboard. And a kick to the midsection. Oh, swing and a miss on the forearm. Wagner sending Effy into the corner. Effy with a boot to the midsection. The weapon of sass destruction with a big Kintaro crusher there. Just realized my mic is taking up a large percentage of the shot. Big splash there. That's very close to the move Jacob Fatu used earlier to beat Atlantis Jr. Perhaps Wagner trying to avenge his fallen Lucha brother. They're not actually the Lucha brothers. They're Phoenix and Pentagon. And they're, actually brothers. I meant more so in the community sense. Oh, another big jump over bulldog variation there, saving me from trying to dig myself out of that hole. Thank you, Effy. I'm hoping that was for Wagner and not for me. I was being genuine. DDT there from Wagner. And a big spear. Wagner sent off the ropes now. Effy with a deep arm drag. Ricky Steamboat-esque. And now hooking the back of Wagner's head with his knee while wrenching back on the right arm. That's just going to tear his shoulder out of joint. A big power slam by Wagner. Dr. Wagner Jr. now sent off the ropes. On a collision, Effy gets the better of it. Go behind. Nope. Elbow to the face. And a big clothesline. Scoop. Now we're going for a Samoan driver from Effy. Back into that submission. So the moves that Effy has used to win thus far in the tournament. Top rope roll-up pin on Watley. And then a moonsault to beat Ishikawa. Meanwhile, Wagner has used his Wagner driver to win both of his matches against both Guns and Medina. Wagner now sending Effy off the ropes. Another power slam. Go behind. Nope, standing switch. Effy got him up in the electric chair, dropping him face first onto the logo. Just right onto the R. Wagner sent Effy into the corner, tried to bounce off the ropes, didn't realize how close he was to his own corner, and wound up eating it. But now he sends Effy to the floor. The veteran now to the top rope. Tope con hiro. I guess that was almost more of a somersault senton to the floor. Oh no, Effy again with that Samoan driver. It's the legendary Rikishi just dropping Wagner right on his head. Both men back in the ring now. Scoop. No! Wagner driver! 1, 2, 3. Wagner out of nowhere drops Effy with the Wagner driver, and he will move on to face Jacob Fatu later on in this episode. You've got to be on your game when you're in there against a veteran like Dr. Wagner Jr. And he will now face Jacob Fatu later on tonight. The number 290 seed pulls off our third upset of the evening. Wagner Jr. over, I believe 95 was Effy's seed. Yes, 95. 91% evaluation, 14 minutes, 24 seconds with the Wagner driver. Wagner has had 3 matches. He has finished them all with his finisher. He's one of only a couple of wrestlers to have done it. He might actually be the only one to have done it 3 times. actually, now that I think about it. So we now know Wagner and Fatu will happen later tonight. Perhaps Wagner recovering so quickly from that Samoan driver on the floor was him sending a message to Fatu. So next, we will have our... That doesn't seem possible, but it is our only match tonight featuring WWE or AEW as they face each other. The referee will be Artemis, and we will see WWE's Ilja Dragunov, I believe is technically part of the NXT roster, but I don't think I have him listed as such, because last time I updated the rosters, he was sort of in flux as to where he was going to wind up. So he will not have the NXT logo next to his name. My apologies for dropping the ball on that. But he will be in there against the number one contender for the Ring of Honor Pure title, All Elite Wrestling's Lee Moriarty, representing the Firm. Let's now head to the ring for Moriarty and Dragunov. The winner will face either Suwama or Allie Katch later on in this episode. Dragunov the first to the ring. Dragunov defeated Mark Quinn back in, I believe, episode 12. And then Shinsuke Nakamura in episode 32. WWE 64-56, second best among promotions with at least 35 matches. They have 7 wrestlers remaining, including Dragunov. Moriarty defeated Yoya in episode 22, and then Adam Brooks in episode 32. AEW 69-58, which is the best record among promotions with at least 35 matches. 69 wins, 58 losses, and 127 total matches are all most among all promotions. And they have 14 wrestlers remaining, of which Moriarty is one. This should be a fun technical style match that will also involve some pretty hard-hitting offense. Dragunov and Moriarty among the best technical wrestlers in the world, so that will definitely make this one fun to watch. Effy eliminated after that last match, which means we now know Jacob Fatu and Dr. Wagner Jr. will be the second match back from intermission. Folks, we will take an intermission after our 8th match of the evening. We do 12 matches. We have 8 third-round matches. The winners will then face each other in fourth-round matches later on tonight, which will happen after the break. Those matches, rather than me trying to make a value judgment on what order they should happen in, just happen basically based on seeds. So the match that has the highest seed, or the lowest seeds, highest number, lowest seed, those matches will happen first. And the matches with the higher seeds, lower numbers, will happen last. So because Wagner is number 290, that match will be the second one after the intermission. So Moriarty has a solid chance of main eventing tonight if he can win. Otherwise, Dragunov will be in the third match against either Suwama or Katch. These two have never met before in the ring. As far as I know, they may have met in real life outside of the ring, but have never faced off against each other. Moriarty, the number 47 seed in our tournament, had a great year on the independents before signing with AEW, the apex of combat. In there with Dragunov, number 175, who had another huge year in the now defunct NXT UK. It's a shame what happened there. It's exciting to see the guys like Dragunov and Tyler Bate on the main NXT roster. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the proposed NXT Europe that Triple H has been talking about. We'll see if he helps launch that. I kind of suspect he will. Running kick there from Dragunov. Both men a little on the diminutive side. Moriarty 5'11", Dragunov 5'10", Dragunov 198, Moriarty 185. So evenly matched size-wise. Both, as I mentioned, both very good technical wrestlers. Dragunov really kind of an all-rounder, whereas as Moriarty prefers a more technical style. Moriarty only 27 years old, a 6-year pro. Dragunov a year older, 28, but he has been in it 10 years. Big pop-up powerbomb there from Moriarty. And a dragon screw leg whip on the canvas. Dragunov with a big lariat. The Czar, Ilja Dragunov, another huge lariat. Drop toe hold from Moriarty. And a punch to the back of the head. Swings and misses on the drop. And actually, I think Dragunov chopped him in midair while he was going for that drop kick. Into an elevated Boston Crab. It's a lion tamer out of Dragunov. Dragon tamer? Now just a double axe handle to the back. Dragunov soaking in the adoration of the crowd here. Deadlift German suplex. 1, 2. Kick out. Swing and a miss on the drop kick. Now a suplex attempt. Yes, indeed. Drops Dragunov down hard. And another dragon screw from Moriarty. A series of punches. Moriarty winning the striking contest, which I think is probably a bit of a surprise after some of those strike fests that Dragunov had with Walter. You would think that he would be in control there. Another deadlift into a gut wrench suplex that time. Don't let Dragunov's small stature fool you. He is incredibly strong. Gourd buster there from Moriarty. Rolls him over, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Smart veteran move there from the young man from Pittsburgh. Now going for the suplex. Oh, no, another gourd buster. Hooks the leg and the neck. 1, 2. 0.9. When you do that, you stack your opponent's weight on top of his own shoulders, making it that much more difficult for him to kick out. Exploder suplex from Dragunov puts him right back in the driver's seat. Coming off the ropes, looking for that lariat again. Yes, and he hits it. Moriarty back to his feet, though, but he's a forearm. Moriarty just sends Dragunov to the floor off the ropes. Tornillo over the top rope to the floor. Moriarty may have gotten the worst of that one, though. Or possibly he was playing possum to set up another gourd buster, this time on the floor, dropping Dragunov down hard. Both men back in the ring at about the count of 13. Big power bomb there from the Tsar. Ilja Dragunov goes for the pin, does not hook the leg, 2. And Moriarty pretty easily able to kick out. Went for a discus chop there, almost an hurricane from Dragunov. Moriarty missed it. He telegraphed it too much. Moriarty ripcord clothesline. Go behind. No. Comes around front. They both test the air with strikes there. Dragunov German suplexes him into the middle turnbuckle. Dangerous move by Ilja Dragunov. Again going for the hurricane. European uppercut. Right hand from Moriarty. Trading blows back and forth now. And a discus lariat. Shades of the legend. Oh, and the hurricane. Catches him both ways with those spinning strikes. Exchange there. Dragunov gets the best of it. Goes behind. Moriarty elbows him in the face. Went for that lariat again. This time Moriarty ducked it. Unable to duck the kick to the face. Stretch muffler. Referee Artemis checking to see if Lee Moriarty gives up. He does not. Manages to escape the hold. That's a very difficult hold to maintain on Dragunov's part. It's incredibly painful for Moriarty, but Dragunov having to carry all of Moriarty's weight on his neck and shoulders. Well, eventually, if the opponent doesn't give up quickly, that's a move you got to let go. Big backbreaker. Oh, Moriarty sends him off the ropes now. Big clothesline. Punch to the midsection. Sends him to the floor. Moriarty, rather than going for another dive, stops to catch his breath. Dragunov will happily oblige by doing the same on the floor as we pass the 15.5-minute mark of this one. For a suplex, yes indeed. Moriarty drops Dragunov down. Go behind. Nope, elbow to the face from Dragunov. Moriarty just sends him right back to the floor. But Dragunov back in the ring at 1. Moriarty going for a suplex. No, Dragunov reverses into one of his own. Suplexes Moriarty right onto the logo. Drop toe hold from Taiga style, Lee Moriarty. Possibly the crown jewel of Stokely Hathaway's The Firm. Tilt-a-whirl into almost a single-arm DDT there from Moriarty. Outsmarted me. I'm not sure what to call that. An exploder suplex from Dragunov. Sends Moriarty off the ropes, but Moriarty with the superior speed closes the gap, and both men are down. Again, the winner here is going to move on to the round of 64 later on tonight for a showdown against either Suwama or Allie Katch. That's the 18-minute mark now. And my controller, before I could catch it, went to sleep. Up and over the top rope with a flying cross body block goes Lee Moriarty, now sending Dragunov into the barricade. Perhaps the technical nature of this match has gone out the window as they're now brawling on the floor. Another gourd buster from Moriarty. 15 count on the floor before Dragunov rolls back in. Dragunov now going for another powerbomb. Just spikes Moriarty down with it. 1, 2, 3. That does it. Ilja Dragunov has moved on to the round of 64. Lee Moriarty had a good run through 3 rounds of this tournament, but comes up just short. Number 175, Ilja Dragunov, moves on with a rapid powerbomb whip, as the game called it, beating the number 47 seed, Lee Moriarty. 89% quality according to Fire Pro, 19 minutes, 20 seconds. Now, Dragunov has advanced, which means I can delete that tab and get set up for the penultimate match of our pre-intermission. This is our first of at least 2, possibly 3 chalk match. Sorry, no, it is not going to be potentially 3. Our main event could have been a chalk match, except Moriarty lost. So this is our first of 2 chalk matches, meaning that it is between the 2 wrestlers who should have made it to this point based on their seeds. As Impact Wrestling's number 114 seed, Sami Callihan, takes on New Japan Pro Wrestling's Tetsuya Naito, number 15. The winner will face Naomichi Marufuji. Later on in this episode, we saw Marufuji beat Francesco Akira earlier. So yeah, the Death Machine, Sami Callihan, taking on untouchable charisma, Tetsuya Naito. Dan Engler from WWE will be the referee. Let's head to the ring. Eventually. Hey, there we go. So Sami Callihan defeated Dark Sheik in episode 22, and then Yuki Ueno in episode 31. This is actually the second match between these two. Naito won a one-on-one showdown at AAW's Showdown show back in 2018. Naito defeated Robert Martyr in episode 11, and then Soberano Jr. in episode 31. That match with Soberano is one of only 4 countouts in the tournament thus far. We'll see if he wants to do that again here to Callihan, or if he prefers to finish it in the ring. He used a Stranglehold Alpha to beat Martyr 30 episodes ago. We'll see if he goes for that again. again, this is the second ever meeting between these two. Naito has a 1-0 record based on winning their previous encounter. Excuse me. Losing my voice. Also, my allergies are really starting to kick in the later in the night it gets, and the farther away I am from the Zyrtec I took this morning. So you will get to hear me struggle through these last 6 matches. We're only halfway through this show, folks. An hour and 21 minutes in. Fortunately, it's gone quicker since that marathon between Cogar and Grayson earlier. I am updating things in real time here on my various spreadsheets and Google Docs to try to keep tabs on things so I'm not having to do everything during the intermission and can actually get out of my chair and stretch my legs. Don't often get a chance to do that during shows. The winner here will face Marufuji later in we know that match will be our main event, whoever wins this against Naomichi Marufuji, because of the seeds. Naito wins a striking contest. Then the rear chin lock with the knee buried in the spine. Belly-to-belly slam there from Callihan, but Naito just kicks him in the head to get out of it. Now off the ropes, PK coming. No, shotgun drop kick. Again, that sort of lifting bear hug slam from Callihan. Now going for a tombstone, just drops him on the tippy top of his head. Callihan went for a thrust kick. Naito moved off the ropes. And Naito takes Callihan down. Naito, 40 years old, same as yours truly, 16-year pro, technical wrestler primarily. Callihan, 35 years old, 16 years as a pro as well. He's more of an all-arounder and a brawler. The Callihan Death Machine, the new horror, Sami Callihan, native of Bellefontaine, Ohio. He is, I believe, billed from Cincinnati. Where do they bill him from these days? Dayton. My apologies. Whereas Naito is from Tokyo. The Red Comet, the Red Meteor, the Stardust Genius. He's one of the two of the best wrestlers in the world. Callihan with the tombstone again. And now a triangle choke. Callihan, the number 114 seed in there against number 15, Naito. The winner will face number 79, Marufuji, in our main event tonight. Now, so I believe, unless I am reading the bracket wrong, and I am not, our 8 wrestlers that we will see in our final 4 matches tonight, our 4 fourth-round matches, will all be representing different promotions. 6 representing different promotions, and then 2 independent wrestlers, but independent isn't promotion. Atticus Cogar, Dr. Wagner representing the independents, Baliyan Akki from Gato Move, Jacob Fatu from MLW, Ilja Dragunov from WWE, Naomichi Marufuji from Noah. The winner of this match, so we'll have either Impact or New Japan, and the winner of our next match, which will be either All Japan or Game Changer Wrestling. So we're getting a lot of variety as we close in on the round of 32. Figure 4 leg lock from Callihan. We do know, as mentioned, the entire card now. Oh, snap powerbomb into a pinning combination from Callihan too. Naito kicks out. Double underhook, Tiger driver from Callihan. Out of the top rope. Naito to his feet. Callihan with a big boot off the top rope as we pass the 10-minute mark. Now drops an elbow. Swings and misses on the clothesline. Naito capitalizes with forearms. Now a scoop and a slam. Naito now going up top. Twisting moonsault. Too close to the ropes. Death Valley driver from Callihan. Dragging Naito toward the center of the ring, getting him away from the ropes. Big right hand right to the face. And clubbing forearms to the spine. And Callihan telling him to suck it. Oh, roll up from Naito. 1, 2. 0.9. Callihan almost paid the price for taunting the fans rather than going for the victory. Naito, the wily veteran. Flatliner from Naito. Into that armbar. Dan Engler checking to see if Callihan submits. He does not. Backslide from Naito. 1, 2. 0.9. Callihan kicks out. Callihan going for another tombstone. No. Hooks the legs as well. 1, 2. 0.9. Naito barely kicks out. I look away for just a second, and it looks like Naito hit Destino for 2.9. Naito busting out all of his big moves. He's hit. We did see him hit that Stardust Press. Reverses the tombstone attempt. Hits one of his own. But Callihan fires back with another powerbomb. 1, 2. Naito kicks out. 13 and a half minutes into this match now. Naito pulling Callihan away from the ropes. Side Russian leg sweep by Callihan. Naito. Reverse DDT. Unable to capitalize. I go behind. I thought he was going for Destino again. Big exploder suplex by Callihan. Dropping Naito right on the back of his head. Now the gut-wrench suplex taking him over. But stopping to catch his breath. Unable to capitalize. Swinging neck breaker from Naito. Now off the ropes, going for that shotgun dropkick again. Yes! Hits it at the 15-minute mark. Thought he might have been setting him up for the Stardust Press off the top. Callihan got to his feet. Hits the stroke. Now Callihan to the top rope. He's going for that kick again. He is, and he does. Again up to the top and a big splash. Naito to his feet. Naito sends him off the ropes. A huge jumping forearm. Naito looking to the heavens. Stardust Press. 1, 2, 3. That does it. Tetsuya Naito has won. He will main event our show later on against Naomichi Marufuji. The number 15 seed, Tetsuya Naito, moves on. Man, that's going to be a fun main event. Naito and Marufuji. That's the kind of action you only get here on the 500. Number 15, Tetsuya Naito. New Japan and Noah in our main event tonight. 15 seed, Tetsuya Naito over 14, Sami Callihan, 95% quality, 16 minutes, 20 seconds. Twisting Moonsault Press is what the game is calling it, but we all know it's the Stardust Press. So we know it's going to be Naito and Marufuji in our main event. And now we need to find out who will grab our last spot in the round of 64 for this episode. Double check and make sure I've got that right. I do. All right. So it's time for our first half main event. We'll find out who will face Ilja Dragunov later on in this episode. As GCW sends out the second half of Bussy. We saw Effy earlier tonight lose to Dr. Wagner Jr. We will see if Allie Katch can win where her opponent did not. The half human, half cat. Allie Katch heading in there against All Japan Pro Wrestling's Suwama. Definitely a size advantage for the star from All Japan. But let's head to the ring. Stranger things have happened tonight. Who will face Ilja Dragunov later on tonight? Comes Allie Katch first to the ring. We saw her defeat Drew Parker in episode 12, and then Dalton Castle in episode 32, which is the number 111 seed in our tournament. She's also one of, I believe, 6 non-male competitors remaining. 5. And at number 111, she is the highest seed. Also, Jordan Grace, Charlie Evans, Delmi Exo, and Mickey Knuckles are the other 4. Suwama making his way to the ring now. Number 18 seed. Defeated Charles Mason in episode 16, and then King Muertes in episode 32. All Japan 13-4, which is the best record among promotions with at least 10 matches. And they have 2 wrestlers remaining, including Suwama. Referee for this one is Scott Armstrong. Scoop and a slam by Suwama. Catch kicks her way out of it. Big arm drag. So Allie Katch 5'6", 161 pounds. Suwama 6'2", 264. He's an all-rounder and a powerhouse, whereas Katch is more likely to just kind of claw your eyeballs out. Arm bar there from Suwama. Big arm drag again from Allie Katch. Forearm to the face, and a big clubbing blow from behind for Suwama. Katch going straight for the eyes. Sends him off the ropes. Oh, I don't know what she was going for, but Suwama just ran her over. There's that size and strength advantage, and then just a kick to the spine. Katch is going to have to stick and move here. Because if Suwama's able to do that double arm suplex, this one will not last long. We did see, as I mentioned, we saw Katch's partner Effy lose to Dr. Wagner Jr. earlier tonight. Hopefully she will fare better than her tag team partner did. But Suwama in pretty firm control here, 3 minutes in. Of course, as soon as I say that, Allie throws him down by his hair. Reverses a whip into the corner. I don't know what she was going for, but Suwama dodged it. Just kind of taking turns whipping each other around, but nobody really doing anything until that shoulder block by Suwama. Now the Boston Crab, if memory serves. Yes, that is the move he used to beat Charles Mason 25 episodes ago. Striking contest here. Katch with punches, Suwama with chops. Katch somehow coming out on top of that, but she eats a clothesline for her troubles. Suwama now off the ropes. Big knee drop to the spine. Allie bounces his head off the top turnbuckle, but doesn't capitalize. Trading blows here again. Katch with a scoop slam. Impressive. And a senton. Off the ropes now. Go behind. Again, just pulling him down by his hair. Suwama does have those glorious flowing locks. Oh, kick to the balls from Katch. Armstrong could disqualify her for that, but again, referee's discretion. We have gone 400. This is our 428th match in the tournament, and we have yet to have a disqualification. Armstrong does not want to be the one to break that streak. 1, 2. Suwama right back to his feet. Perhaps he underestimated Allie a little bit. He goes right on the attack. Is he going for that last ride powerbomb? Yeah. This is his finisher. Up and down with Allie Katch. 1, 2, 3. No! Kick out by Allie Katch. Kicking out of Suwama's last ride powerbomb. Now off the ropes again goes Suwama. Again with that double knee drop. punch from Katch. Allie with a pump kick to the face takes Suwama down. Now she's going off the ropes again. She's going for another kick, and she hits it. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Katch doing a smart thing there, putting her body between Suwama and the ropes. Short arm clothesline. Now she's going for a powerbomb of her own. No, just a pile driver, dropping Suwama on top of his head. That was the pussy pile driver. That is her finish. 2.9. Both competitors have pulled out their finishers here in the first 8 minutes and 45 seconds or so of the match. Allie again. Pussy pile driver. Drags Suwama away from the ropes. Goes for the pin. Does not hook the leg. 2.9. Maybe if she'd hooked the leg, she might have got him. But that gives Suwama an opening to get right back into this one. Again, the winner of this will face Ilja Dragunov later on in this episode for a spot in the round of 32. We saw Dragunov beat Lee Moriarty earlier. Another last ride from Suwama. 1, 2, 3. That did it. 10 minutes, 13 seconds. Relatively quick work. And I said when the match started that unless Allie was able to stick and move, she was not going to be able to match power with Suwama. And, you know, sometimes I hate when I'm right. But number 18, Suwama advances over 111, Allie Katch. I mean, 89% evaluation. Game doesn't like short matches very much. The last ride Suwama has now used to win 2 of his 3 matches in the tournament. So we now know that when we come back from break, we're about to take a little 5-minute, just, you know, leg stretch, get some water, break. Oh, thank you for the like. I didn't see who that came from, but I appreciate it. Oh, it's from Mike. Hi, Mike. I don't know if you're still out there watching, but thank you for the like. Much appreciated. We know when we come back from break, Atticus Cogar against Baliyan Akki, Jacob Fatu against Dr. Wagner Jr., Suwama against Ilja Dragunov, and our main event tonight will be Tetsuya Naito against Naomichi Marufuji. So very exciting action still to come after the break. You don't want to miss it. We will be back in 5. right, welcome back to the 500. I am yours truly, Pat Dooley, and this is our first of 4 fourth-round matches to happen tonight. Earlier tonight, we did see Baliyan Akki, the Gato Move Super Asia champion, in our opening contest beat Jimmy Lloyd with his Crescent Moon finisher, 17 minutes and 11 seconds to advance to this match. Again, he's the number 383 seed in our tournament, and he's going to be taking on number 319, Atticus Cogar, who, match of the night for sure, went 34 minutes and 35 seconds with Stu Grayson, the third longest match of the tournament, and we have had 428 matches, so that is saying something. Referee is Adrian Butler from WWE. The winner of this match, again, this is the 319th seed and the 383rd seed. The winner moves on to the round of 32. So the series of upsets these two have had to pull off, mind-boggling at this point. Akki from Muzaffarnagar, Uttar Pradesh, India. My apologies. I have no Hindi abilities. 27 years old, 7-year pro, in there with Cogar, also a 7-year pro, but only 25. So both men with the, and Atticus is from Cleveland, which I can pronounce. The Silver Teeth Satan is Cogar, and Akki is Baliyan Akki's nickname. Not much of a nickname, really. But yeah, so the Indian Star, one of the faces of Gato Move Pro Wrestling. That's a promotion in Japan owned by Emi Sakura and run primarily by Minoru Fujita. Akki is, I would say, aside from Fujita, is their ace. Whereas Cogar was a mainstay in GCW, now just kind of working the indies in general. Most recent matches have been for promotions like Circle 6, Prestige, Epic Pro. He did challenge AC Mack for the Independent World title back in July, coming up short. That match happened in Red Bank, Tennessee. Not super far from me, at least in the same state borders. Strikes back and forth. Again, the winner of this match between two seeds, 300 or higher, the winner will move on to the round of 32. They will face the winner of our next match when Jacob Fatu takes on Dr. Wagner Jr. Of course, that match will happen. The Fatu-Wagner match is happening next, but the winners facing each other will happen in 5 weeks on episode 46. Which will be the next to last episode of the series. So basically how this is working, in case you haven't picked up on this episode, episodes 37 through 46 will all feature 8 matches from one round with the winners facing each other in the next. And then, so for 36 through 44, or sorry, 37 through 44, that's going to bring us down from 128 to 32. Episodes 45 and 46, 16 wrestlers will enter, same as they have been in these rounds. Those will all be round 5 matches, with the winners meeting in round 6 matches later on. So the winners from episode 45 and 46 will be the final 8 participants in the tournament. So episode 47, we'll see the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. So we will crown the first ever simulated world champion in episode 47 when... someone will have to actually win 3 matches that night to advance. We'll probably also have some fun stuff on the undercard as well. I would love to do a rematch of the marathon Nick Gage Brett Eisen match, but Nick Gage keeps winning. Gage has advanced to the round of 32. We will see, if he can survive his 2 more matches on episode 45. Oh my God, just tying him up in knots is Akki with that submission hold. Brutal move there. Both men down. Big chop attempt there from Suwama. Rolling elbow. Seemed like it was in slow motion there from from Akki. Cogar takes him down. Cogar trying to finish this one pretty quickly after that marathon earlier with Grayson, but shockingly does not hook the leg. What is with people not hooking the leg? Big frog splash from Akki. Going up top, is going to do it again. He does. 2 huge frog splashes across Kogar's spine. Sending him off the ropes. Goes for the drop kick, but Cogar swats him out of the air. Doesn't stop Akki from hitting that snap suplex. And Kogar is going to send him back to the floor. Top rope tope. It's more of almost a slingshot cross body from Cogar. Both men down. Stopping to catch their breath. Punches and knees now from Akki takes Cogar down. And a kick to the balls. Cogar with a super kick on the floor. This is more of the brawling style we expected from him. Surprising us with that, relatively technical match with Grayson earlier. Resorting to the kinds of chicanery we expected. Baseball slide drop kick to the face from Akki. Cogar goes behind, release German suplex, dropping him on the back of his head and neck. Drop toe hold from Akki, puts him back in the driver's seat. Step up Enziguri catches him in the back of the head. Both men back to their feet. One for a tiger bomb. No, tiger suplex from Cogar. Now Cogar heads to the top rope. Diving fist drop. He's hit that a few times tonight. He hit a lot of his moves because he was in there a long time with Grayson earlier. Big drop kick from Akki. Again, almost a drop salt. Now to the top rope. 450. 1, 2, 3. No! Cogar gets his shoulder up at the last possible instance. Closing in on 12 and a half minutes now. These two have been going at it. Again, keep in mind, Cogar has already wrestled for 34 minutes and 34 seconds. Aki's match with Jimmy Lloyd only went 17-11. His match was half as long as Kogar's, and it happened first, which means he has had more time to recover. But Cogar really bringing the fight here. Number 383, one of the lowest seeds remaining in the tournament, showing that he wants this badly. He wants to be the first ever pro wrestling simulated world champion. The Magistral Cradle from Akki. 1, 2, 3. That does it, though. A great showing from Cogar, but just did not have enough coming off of that marathon with Grayson earlier tonight. And now it's Baliyan Akki, the number 383 seed in the tournament, advancing to the round of 32 by beating number 319, Atticus Cogar. We knew whoever was going to win that was going to be a long shot to win the whole thing. Number 383, the lowest seed of all wrestlers we're going to see tonight, upsets Jimmy Lloyd and now Atticus Cogar to move on to the round of 32. And we're about to find out who his opponent will be in that match. Again, that match will take place on episode 46, which is 5 weeks from tonight. Our referee is going to be Jessica Carr from WWE. And it will feature the legendary Dr. Wagner Jr., one of the greatest luchadors of all time, the face of a generation. Dr. Wagner Jr. will be taking on Major League Wrestling's longest reigning world champion, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. The winner will face Baliyan Akki in round number 5. There's Fatu. Let's see if I've got a different gear option for Fatu. He doesn't really wear the Islander stuff so much anymore. I don't really. But you know what? It is what it is. Fatu and Wagner. Let's head to the ring. Again, the winner will face Baliyan Akki in 5 weeks. So, Dr. Wagner Jr., the number 290 seed, making his way to the ring. We saw him upset Effy earlier on tonight using his Wagner driver, a move he has used to win 3 matches in the tournament thus far. We'll see if he can make it 4 in a row here as he takes on Jacob Fatu, who beat another luchador, Atlantis Jr., 18 minutes, 53 seconds with the heavyweight diving body press that I mistakenly called a diving headbutt because that's sure what it looked like to me. Maybe it was a body press and he just didn't get all of it, and that's why it looked like a headbutt to me. I don't know. But either way, number 31, Fatu, number 290, Wagner. The winner will face number 383, Baliyan Akki, in 5 weeks. Wagner gets the first offensive move in with a scoop slam, and then just a poke in the eyes. Fatu sends him into the corner, snapmares him over. Fatu with the obviously size advantage here, 6'1", 279 in there against Wagner, 5'10", 216. There's Wagner, 36 years a pro, 57 years old. Fatu, I don't have a debut date for him, but like I mentioned earlier, cage match, the earliest match they have listed for him is from 2012. So most likely a 10-year pro in there against a 36-year pro. I also don't know how old Fatu is, so I can't say for certain, but I do suspect that Wagner has been wrestling longer than Fatu has been alive. La Magistral Cradle, that's the move Baliyan Akki just used to beat Atticus Cogar. Fatu able to kick out of it pretty quickly, though. We're early in the match, and again, Fatu so strong that Wagner able to scoop him up and slam him down. Fatu with that rib breaker, not quite a backbreaker, drops him on his side across his knee. Oh, and Wagner just pokes him in the eyes. Trading blows here. Another poke to the eyes. Jessica Carr letting them get away with a lot here early on. And a rake of the eyes. Wagner not even pretending to play it clean. Another shot to the eyes. Trying to blind Fatu. Fatu had the longer match, but it was earlier in the night, so he did have more time to recover. Both guys should be about the same in terms of how much stamina they've been able to recover. Fatu younger, probably in better shape than Wagner, but never, ever underestimate Dr. Wagner Jr. Another poke to the eyes. Again, Fatu, the number 31 seed, he is, quote-unquote, supposed to advance to the next round. The top 32 seeds should be in the round of 32. He's number 31. But so far, of these, 17 wrestlers that we know of that have advanced to the round of 32, only Karrion Kross, Shingo Takagi, and Kota Ibushi are in the top 32 seeds. The rest are all lower, some of them significantly lower, including 3 in the 400s. Hartley Jackson, Don't Die Miles, and Antonio Honda, now joined tonight by number 383, Baliyan Akki. This tournament has just been bonkers from the start. So many upsets, so many great matches, so many cool moments. You can see all of the back catalog of matches on our YouTube page. The first several episodes have no commentary on them. It is just the individual matches uploaded. We eventually determined that was too much work on our part, and so we've just been putting the entire live stream on there every week. I don't remember what week we started doing that, but everything that we've done is on there somewhere. So you can go back and watch some of those classic matches, including that barn burner I talked about that went 48 and a half minutes between Nick Gage and Brett Eisen. That was, what episode was that? I can find that easily enough. That was episode 5. That was match 9 from episode 5. 48 minutes, 35 seconds. Fatu now backing Wagner into the corner, but Wagner, oh man, I don't even know what to call that. It's a hammer lock, but he's also got a leg scissor. Dragon screw leg whip. And again, I apologize. My allergies are they are getting the best of me tonight as the night rolls on. We're nearing 9:30 p.m. my time. Wagner with the repeated forearms to the face takes Fatu down. And back into the figure four, trying to get the submission victory. Now into the front chancery, walking him toward the corner. Instead, just drops the forearm and then a senton across the spine. Fatu with the stroke. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Wagner kicks out. Fatu did not hook the leg. Again, that hammerlock into the submission hold with the head scissor. I really wish I had a name for that. I'm sure there is one. I just don't know it. Thank you, 10. Spine buster there from Wagner. Wagner go behind, sends Fatu into the corner. Repeated shoulders to the midsection. Fatu now sends Wagner across the ring to the opposite corner, charges in with a Samoan splash. But Wagner turning the tables, nope. Kick to the midsection from the Samoan werewolf, and a thrust kick right on the jaw. Fatu feeling it now, up to the top rope. Moonsault pressed. No, Wagner moves. Fires off a series of forearms, taking Fatu down. Now coming off the ropes, he's looking for that senton again. We'll never know because Fatu was to his feet too fast. Big flapjack there. The fellas over at New Legacy Inc. used to call that the 1D. It's like the 3D, but only one guy's doing it. But now the Usos actually call their move 1D, so I don't know what it's called now. We'll just call it a flapjack. That was a side slam from Fatu. And a punch to the face. Nope. Wagner driver. 1, 2. 0.9. That has been the most dangerous move throughout this tournament. Wagner has won all 3 of his matches with it. But Fatu able to kick out. Now some mind games from Wagner rolling in and out. Basically playing tag with Fatu. Charges in with a splash in the corner. Reverse. Oh my God. Is that an Emerald Flosion almost? Very hard to tell what that was, but it looked painful as hell. Fatu coming off the ropes now. Big clothesline from the big man. Now Wagner going for a powerbomb. Crucifix sit out powerbomb. 1, 2. 0.9. Incredible strength from Wagner, lifting the 279-pounder up into that crucifix position for the sit-out powerbomb. And now Fatu with a scoop and a slam. Punch to the midsection from Wagner. Oh, and there's that nerve hold. Jessica Carr notices Wagner's feet are under the ropes, calls for the break. Fatu obliges, but then hits the stroke. Spear from Wagner. Past the 15-minute mark now. Wagner now sending Fatu off the ropes. Fatu just bulldozes over him. Samoan werewolf to the top rope, looking for that moonsault again. No, just a big splash. That's the move he used to beat Atlantis Jr. Hoping to knock 2 luchadors off in one night with that same move. Wagner looked like he was going for the Wagner driver, but Fatu turned it into a small package. There's the Wagner driver. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. No! 2.9. Fatu kicks out. Wagner sends him off the ropes now. Another big flapjack. I really thought he had him there. Elbow to the face from Fatu. Now off the ropes. Fez press from Wagner. 2.9. Fatu manages to kick out. Now to the top rope. Another heavyweight diving body press from Fatu. And that does it. 17 minutes and 4 seconds. The Samoan werewolf, number 31, Jacob Fatu, has defeated Dr. Wagner Jr. Same move he used to beat Atlantis Jr. earlier tonight. Maybe a little salt in the wound there. 96% quality according to the game. 17 minutes, 4 seconds. Heavyweight diving body press. Number 31, Jacob Fatu, is moving on to face Baliyan Akki in round number 5. That is a match we will see in 5 weeks on episode 46, which will be the penultimate episode of the 500 of the first 500. We will probably do another one eventually, but like I mentioned earlier, I would like, once this tournament is over, to do either a women's tournament or a tag team tournament. Have not yet decided which. We will see. Yeah, we'll just kind of see where we are at that point. I suspect it'll be the women's tournament because I think the women's 150 will be out by then and the tag team 100 won't. Those are, again, Pro Wrestling Illustrated's special issues where they list the top, in whatever division. All right. So now this one should be brutal. I am anticipating some heavy hitting, some big lifts as Suwama takes on Ilja Dragunov in our semi-main event tonight. First out is Dragunov, pulled off the upset against Lee Moriarty earlier with a rapid powerbomb whip, 19 minutes, 20 seconds. Unbesiegbar. My German is bad. I don't know what that means, but hey, here's Ilja Dragunov. Also, why is it in German? He's Russian. I don't know. But he will be facing the number 18 seed Suwama, who put Allie Katch away with the last ride in 10 minutes and 13 seconds, which is our shortest match of the night. We'll see if he can go 2 for 2 on the quick matches. Dragunov, 19 minutes, 20 seconds was our second longest match. So he is probably more tired coming into this match than Suwama is, which is dangerous when you're in there with number 18, Suwama, hoping to be only the fifth chalk wrestler to make it to the round of 32. Jacob Fatu was just the fifth in our last match. He was the fourth in the last match, joining Kota Ibushi, Shingo Takagi, and Karrion Kross. Scoop and a slam. Of course, the two that should have advanced from this episode the four that were supposed to advance from this episode were Fatu, Suwama, Tetsuya Naito, who we'll see in our main event, and Roman Reigns. But Reigns didn't make it out of the second round before being beaten by Jimmy Lloyd, who then lost earlier tonight to Baliyan Akki, who then beat Atticus Cogar. He is in the round of 32, basically taking what would have been Roman Reigns' spot. Fatu, number 31, should be there. A win here for Suwama and a win in the main event for Naito will basically make it 3 for 4 out of this bracket, which is matches the previous 4 episodes in terms of chalk wrestlers making it. It's just missing, obviously, number 2. Number 2. So Suwama, again, with the power advantage here. They're both pretty well matched in terms of all-around skills, but Suwama's strength is his strength. 17-year pro, the new era ace, the next Jumbo, again, trained by Kazuhayashi, Keiji Muto, and Hiroshi Hase. By the way, how cool was it to see the Great Muta on Rampage on Friday night? That was a very cool moment for my 40-year-old heart, seeing the longtime rivals Muta and Sting share the ring again, and apparently Sting will be involved in Muta's last match, which is very, very exciting. I'm hoping that will be on Wrestle Universe. I suppose it will, since Muta is either in charge of or very high up in Pro Wrestling Noah, which is one of the promotions that is on Wrestle Universe, along with one of my favorite promotions at the moment, DDT Pro Wrestling, as well as Tokyo Joshi Pro. Oh, ankle lock here from Suwama. Kohei Suwama, 45 years old, 17-year pro, in there with Dragunov, only 28 years old, 10-year pro from Moscow. I mentioned Suwama's trainers. Dragunov was trained by Axel Tischer, formerly known as Alexander Wolf in WWE, and Rick Baxter, who, I'll be totally honest, I don't know that much about. German wrestler, been wrestling for 23 years. One of his nicknames is Captain Penis. also the president of Pornoland. So I think we know what his gimmick is. He has 1 vote on Cage Match. It is a 4. His most recent match was in February of 2020, where... wow. Yeah. Not the strongest career on Cage Match, but, apparently he's a pretty good trainer. He trained Ilja Dragunov, who is hanging in there with Suwama. The next Jumbo, of course, a reference to Jumbo Tsuruta, the legendary Japanese big man. Boston Crab from Suwama now, wrenching back on Dragunov's spine. Well, wrenching back on the legs, which wrenches back on the spine. Dragunov to the top rope, going for that fist drop again. Yes, indeed. Drags Suwama away from the corner, pulling him to his feet. Big lariat from Suwama. Back into the Boston Crab, trying to get the submission. Dragunov really not the giving up kind, but take enough. Oh my God, those knees to the face. Dragunov again, diving fist drop. And again? Oh no, he drops the knee that time. Suwama setting him up for a tiger suplex, throwing him right into the middle of the ring. His butt is on the S in pro wrestling on the logo. Side suplex. Thank you, 10. Go behind by Suwama. Side suplex, dropping Dragunov down on his back, shoulders, and the back of his head. Now dragging him to the center of the ring, elbow to the spine. Not really sure what's going on here. Dragunov sends, going for a rolling elbow, but Suwama dodges. He doesn't dodge that flurry of punches, though. Big roundhouses from Dragunov, just pummeling Suwama. Going off the ropes. Sliding forearm to the face. And an Huracan. Dragunov is rolling now. Again, those strikes on either side of Suwama's head. His feet. Oh, but Suwama is going for the last ride. Gets him up and throws him down. 1, 2.9. Dragunov kicks out of the move that beat Allie Katch earlier tonight. Let's see if he can do it twice. I think he's too close to the ropes. Is he going to do it to the floor? And he just drops him right by the ropes and then drags him away. Smart veteran move by Suwama. Not a smart veteran move. Doesn't hook the leg, but doesn't need to. The last ride is enough. Suwama picks up the win to advance to the round of 32. Big win for the number 18 seed, Suwama. Over number 175, Ilja Dragunov. 87% quality. That's the second lowest rated match of the night so far. That's unusual, but 2 times tonight, the last ride has gotten Suwama a victory. And now we're about to find out in our main event who his opponent will be in 5 weeks on episode 46, as they will be battling for a spot in the round of 16, and then the winner of that will be battling for a spot in the round of 8 in the quarterfinals. John Cone from WWE will be the referee for this one. Again, this is a New Japan versus Noah showdown, as Noah sends the legendary Naomichi Marufuji to the ring, who earlier tonight defeated Francesco Akira. He's already got 1 victory over New Japan. We'll see if he can do it again, but this time against Tetsuya Naito. Let's head to the ring for our main event. It's number 15, Naito, versus number 79, Marufuji. Marufuji, of course, earlier tonight defeated Francesco Akira with that fisherman driver. 5'9", 198 pounds from Saitama, Japan, trained by Mitsuharu Misawa and Giant Baba, the technical wrestler with some high-flying abilities as well. And he will be in there. Oh, and by the way, he is the number 79 seed, heading in there against the number 15 seed, Tetsuya Naito, who hit his Stardust press finisher on Sami Callihan to advance to this match. 5'11", 224 pounds, 16-year pro, technical wrestler trained by Takashi Iizuka, Animal Hamaguchi, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kotetsu Yamamoto, and Hiroyoshi Tenzan, the Red Comet, the Red Meteor, Stardust Genius, Untouchable Charisma, Tetsuya Naito, the leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón. These two veterans, Marufuji 43, Naito 40. Combined 40 years of experience. Big drop kick from Marufuji. Elbow chop to the chest there. Naito again hoping to be the third chalk wrestler to advance out of this episode. Fatu and Suwama were both supposed to be there in the round of 32, and they are. Baliyan Akki was not. Naito is supposed to be there as well, so we will find out very shortly. Well, maybe not very shortly. This match may go a while, but there's also the chance that both men are drained from earlier. They both had matches. Marufuji and Akira went almost 14 minutes. Naito and Callihan went over 16. So those matches both took a lot out of both men. So we will see if either of them. We'll see what the stamina is looking like. So far, I believe, other than the Fatu Wagner match, yes. So far, other than that match, the second match that wrestlers have had has been shorter than their first match, most likely due to fatigue. They took a lot of abuse in their first round or their third round matches, their first match of tonight. It makes sense that they would have a little less stamina going for them here in round 4. So if that happens again, we're looking at a match that's probably going to go under 14 minutes, but we're already at about 4 and they're still going. So anything can happen. We definitely didn't think that Atticus Cogar and Stu Grayson were going to go 34 and a half minutes. So, we shall see. This is our main event. Thank you for sticking with us for 2 hours and 16 minutes of simulated wrestling action. We have seen 11 matches thus far. This is our final match. I'll run through next week's card once this one is over, but we will see 12 more matches, and we will find out 4 more spots in the round of 32. We will find out who else will be joining Don't Die Miles, Antonio Honda, Karrion Kross, Hartley Jackson, Konosuke Takeshita, Willie Mack, Shingo Takagi, Frankie Kazarian, Powerhouse Hobbs, Jay Uso, Matt Jackson, Nick Gage, Luchasaurus, Ricky Shane Page, Leon Ruffin, Kota Ibushi, Baliyan Akki, Jacob Fatu, Suwama, and the winner of this match in the round of 32. So we entered this night with 80 wrestlers remaining out of the 500 that started the tournament. We will end it with 68. Big reverse DDT from Naito. I don't know what he was going for there, but now coming off the ropes, drop kick to the knee. I used to be a wrestler till I could drop kick to the knee. Series of kicks to the face from Naomichi Marufuji. I believe these two have met before. Stand by, let me look that up. This is actually the second time these two have ever faced off as opponents. They did meet once in a tag team match that Marufuji and Muhammad Yone won against Naito and Tama Tonga. That was on the New Japan 40th Anniversary Tour Road to Destruction back in 2012. They have also teamed once, fighting Kenta and Masato Tanaka to a time limit draw back in 2014 at Noah's Great Voyage 2014 show. So these two have met before, only once as opponents. They have teamed once. So this is it's a fresh match. We have not. Oh my gosh, there it is. That's the Crescent Moon. That's the move Akki used to beat Lloyd. 2 count only, though. Naito kicks out. Big spinning back kick attempt by Marufuji. Naito nowhere in the area. Reverse DDT. Oh, man. Mule kick to the chin from Marufuji. Marufuji sending Naito off the ropes now. Big knee to the face. Naito sends him into the corner now. Charging in. Oh, up and over. Kicks out the leg and a pendulum drop kick. Beautiful sequence there from Naito. Marufuji hits a side Russian leg sweep to shut it all down. And then another big drop kick. Naito now charging into the corner, up and over. Again, kicks out the leg. Another pendulum drop kick. Using that corner to his advantage. Marufuji sends him off the ropes. Another running knee. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Kick out by Naito. I thought he was too close to the ropes, but apparently John Cone doesn't agree. He counted the pin, but Naito was able to kick out. Drop kick to the back of the head from Marufuji. Collar and elbow scoop and a slam from Naito. Now off the ropes. Shotgun drop kick to the chest. Super kick from Marufuji. Now off the ropes. Baseball slide drop kick to the face. Enziguri from Naito. Marufuji went for the big knee but missed. Crescent Moon. I'm sorry, I'm calling it the wrong move. 2.9. It's Baliyan Akki's finisher is the Crescent Moon. That's the move he used to beat Jimmy Lloyd. This is Naomichi Marufuji. I'm going to keep calling it the Crescent Moon because I don't really know what else to call it. Naito sending him off the ropes. Spine buster. Spine on the pine. Now Naito again getting him up for that reverse DDT. Both men down at the 13-minute mark. Marufuji actually first to his feet. Misses on the drop kick. Sends Naito off the ropes. Another big running knee to the jaw. Marufuji trying to get the crowd behind him. Is he going for that fisherman driver? No, trading strikes now. Chops from Marufuji. Forearms from Naito. Super kick from Marufuji. Went for the knee again. Naito dodges. Not able to dodge that striking combination, though. And a V-trigger from Marufuji. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. That does it. Naomichi Marufuji has upset Tetsuya Naito and has advanced to the round of 32. Tetsuya Naito, honestly one of the favorites in this tournament, is out in round number 4. There you can see the final stats from the game. We're just going to leave that on the screen here since we're about to wrap things up here. That Kamigoye, that knee lift from Marufuji, is enough to put Naito down. So we now know that in 5 weeks on episode 46, we will see Jacob Fatu against Baliyan Akki, and we will see Suwama against Naomichi Marufuji. Those should both be fun matches. Those matches will be for spots in the round of 16. So, quick rundown of tonight's results for those of you just tuning in at the end of the show. Baliyan Akki beat Jimmy Lloyd. Atticus Cogar beat Stu Grayson. Jacob Fatu beat Atlantis Jr. Naomichi Marufuji beat Francesco Akira. Dr. Wagner Jr. beat Effy. Ilja Dragunov beat Lee Moriarty. Tetsuya Naito beat Sami Callihan. Suwama beat Allie Katch. Those were all third-round matches. Then the winners advanced to the fourth round. So we saw Baliyan Akki beat Atticus Cogar. Jacob Fatu beat Dr. Wagner Jr. Suwama beat Ilja Dragunov. And in our main event, we just saw Naomichi Marufuji upset Tetsuya Naito to claim the 20th spot in our round of 32. We are down to 68 wrestlers remaining in the tournament from our original 500. And next week, that number is going to get down to 56 as we knock out 12 more with rounds 3 and 4 action. On that show, holy cow, this is a deep card. El Hijo del Vikingo takes on Darius Martin. El Lindemann against Robbie Eagles, Ray Fenix against Atsushi Kotoge, Rich Swann against Drolistico, Wardlow against Weber Hatfield, MJF against Masato Tanaka, Delmi Exo against Satoshi Kojima, and Will Ospreay against Ricky Starks. Those are 8 huge matches, and then the winners will move on to face each other, which means that next week we might see MJF against Wardlow, which I really, really hope happens. I'm very excited for that. Also, potential second round match, Rich Swann and Ray Fenix. How fun will that be? Folks, you do not want to miss next week's episode or any of the 6 remaining episodes in the 500. We started with 500. We're down to 68, and eventually only one will be left standing, and that wrestler will be the first ever simulated world champion. Folks, thank you so much for joining me on this 2-hour, 24-minute, and about 13 seconds at this point journey through 12 great simulated matches. I will be back next week. I hope you will be too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. And oh, hey, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff for both this show as well as FXC Wrestling, which is the wrestling academy that I am attending 3 nights a week now, learning how to be a professional wrestling commentator. So this is me just getting my reps in. It's awesome when you folks engage, but really this is me getting practice when I'm not in the gym. But the second episode of our new reality show, The Academy, dropped at noon Central Time today. It will come out every Sunday on the FXC Wrestling YouTube channel. Also, of course, it'll be shared on all the various social medias as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're checking out the Academy and that you're following FXE and Pro Wrestling Simulated on all of the social medias. Thanks so much for watching. I will see